This is your 4-minute warning.
No, welcome to the podcast. This is, well, I don't scrap that. Welcome to the podcast, and all right, this is why I don't normally start them. Right, we are the others, and today we're going to be talking about films with snow in them. Everyone loves snow. That's just a fact. I've got no evidence to back that up, by the way, but it is true. To the point where I think even an average film is made a little bit better when it's got snow in it. I don't know why. That's just how I found it. Maybe it's just me that just likes snow. Like, okay, for example then, when I say snow film, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, it's The Thing. That's an amazing film. That's probably one of the best snow films.
I was going to say Christmas. But
No. Not Christmas
Christmas.
films. That's a separate debate
snow.
altogether.
So what do I think about when I think about snow?
The Thing not immediately spring to mind?
No.
For you? No? What do you think about The Thing?
What thing?
The Thing, the film with Kurt
Oh,
Russell.
the-
Not the... Well, it wasn't a remake, was it? It was a sequel. No, it was a prequel, sorry. The original, the 1982 one. That's one.
Right, okay, so the 1982 one where it's Antarctica and there's
Yep.
there's a thing,
There's a thing there,
which
yeah.
is an alien, which she's running around and quite a fucked up film, really.
It is a little bit, yeah.
I don't think about that. I think, what do I think about when I think about snow? Well, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Well, that's the second one that springs to mind for me.
Yeah.
That's, for me, the best Star Wars film. It's up there, at least,
Yeah.
before we get sidetracked into a debate on Star Wars films. But yeah, it's up there. Yeah, it's just, there's something about snow in a film. It's like a separate character. It's like it bleaches the film. You get that sense of isolation. Like in Empire, it works because it's as cold as the Empire.
Okay, so Snowpiercer.
That I haven't seen.
What?
I haven't seen Snowpiercer. I know. I've just one of them films I've not got around to watching.
The TV series is shit.
Yeah, I've not.
But
watched that either.
Snowpiercer is great. You've got
Okay.
Captain America. You've got a lot of really good characters on that. It's a
Right.
great film.
I need to get around to doing that.
We need to have that.
We'll do a reaction on.
Yes,
on
we'll
that.
do that. Snow films.
While we're talking about The Thing and like other horrors, 30 Days of Night. That's a great film.
Is that the one with the vampires in
Yeah.
Alaska?
That's a great
Yeah.
film with is it Josh Hartnett? Is it?
Yes.
It is Josh Hartnett. Isn't it? Yeah. I've not seen that in a while actually, but yeah, that was a brilliant film. Really eerie.
Okay.
And again, it's a film. They're out in the middle of nowhere, just like in The Thing.
yeah,
they're
so then I
isolated.
understand.
They-
Yeah, so it isn't like another character kind of thing.
yeah, it's
See-
just the backdrop.
Yeah, because obviously I play video games.
Yep.
That, you know, there's a video game called The Division.
I've heard about.
Yeah, so The Division's about a time when there's a virus and so on. You know, something which could never happen, shut sort of
Absolutely.
city down, all that
Yep.
kind of stuff. So The Division is set in New York, but it's set at Christmas in winter, and
Right,
there's like
okay.
snow and
That's
so
got to add that
yeah.
atmosphere.
So
to the
whenever
whole
it's like winter outside,
Yeah.
I always go back to that game because it's like it's the atmosphere. It adds to that
thing.
character.
It's the isolation.
yeah,
with
so I
it,
completely understand that.
And it did not just horrors. Don't forget, you've got there's a slew of survival snow films as well. Like Alive, can you remember that one? Which was about the plane crash in the Andes and they
Yeah.
were eating each other.
Yeah.
That's actually been remade. I think it's I think it's in Spanish. I think it's a Spanish language film, but it's been remade. I might be wrong about that. I think it's a different language. It's not English.
Carl is sometimes wrong about a lot of the facts, and we really need to check it with the internet.
And you've also got, well, famously, The Day After Tomorrow. That was a
Yes.
survival thing.
Yeah,
I've not seen that in a long time,
yeah.
but I remembered quite liking it, even though it was a little bit far-fetched.
Well,
But I liked it.
I actually watched it a couple of months ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Was
yeah,
it
I went through a
decent?
whole Jake Gyllenhaal
Yeah.
marathon. It's still a really good film.
No, right. Excellent.
And
yeah.
and like you said, the snow kind of like adds to it. Well,
It does.
all of the elements adds to that film.
Well, we're on Jake Gyllenhaal. He's also in another snow film called Everest. Did you see that?
Good film.
I thought it was
Well,
all right.
You can only watch it once.
Yeah, it was a
Because
watch
it's,
once.
It's very much kind of like I don't want
Yeah.
to watch that again
Yeah.
because it's full of dread.
Have you seen The Grey with Liam Neeson?
Is that the one with the wolves?
Yeah.
No.
That's quite good. I mean, obviously he plays a man with a particular set of skills, blah blah blah, etc. But yeah, it's worth watching. And then you've got it's better than the other Snow. He was in a film called The Snowman as well, which was
Well, he has a certain set of
certain
skills.
set of skills. Yeah, yeah. He
What about Jack Frost with Michael Keaton?
Christmas film?
But it's snow.
Yeah, it's not. We're
See,
not
then,
allowed to
so
bring
obviously
Christmas
then I
into it.
suppose you're not then going to include Die Hard 2?
Well, Die Hard 2,
'Cause it was
because it's
Christmas.
technically not a Christmas film
Okay.
that takes place in Christmas, then I guess we can allow Die Hard 2.
Okay.
It's the weakest of the first three, back when it was just the trilogy. Isn't there snow in the fifth one, actually, as well? Die Hard 5 with is something in Moscow or so, I don't know. I
I'm
can't
sorry,
remember what that was.
you're talking gibberish.
Yeah, yeah.
Die Hard 5?
Yeah,
There's
there
only,
was one.
There's only 3 Die Hard films.
There's 4.
No, there wasn't another
4
film after,
wasn't-
after Vengeance. There was not another Die Hard film.
4 didn't
And I
bother
will
me
stand
but
by that.
I quite like, but yeah, it wasn't as good. I think the film was all right,
You know,
but
if
the
they set,
villain
if they
wasn't
set an
very
alien
memorable.
film with snow, that would be cool.
Well, now do we just need a snow planet with aliens?
Yes,
Somebody's got to do that.
yes.
Yeah.
Um,
If anyone's listening, who is anybody to do with producing alien films,
Yeah,
get the
not
snow
our normal
involved.
listeners.
Get the snow involved. Other ones you've got Cliffhanger. If we're talking about action films,
Was Cliffhanger in snow?
yeah, there's snow everywhere, wasn't it? I remember snow being in it at some point.
I just remembered
It
still.
was a long time ago. There's snow.
I,
I'm sure
I remember
snow
there's
in
like a
Cliffhanger.
zip line and Sylvester Stallone and like someone reaches out and like the hand goes and
What I liked about that film was it really didn't take itself very seriously at all.
you mean because it was a Stallone film?
Well, yeah, but it was a classic dumb action film. But sometimes that's fine. Sometimes that's fine. Again, if we're talking about action films, I suppose, do you talk about On Deadly Ground with Steven Seagal? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, don't mention that, man.
When I said about every film being a little bit better because of snow, obviously there's an exception to the rule, and Steven Seagal is that exception. Probably to
The thing is,
a lot
though,
of
I still
rules.
always, every time I see a seagull, I always call the seagull Steven.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's just natural.
yeah,
But yeah, let's get on from that guy.
yeah. No, I think. I think On Deadly Ground doesn't really need to be talked about. War of the Planet of the Apes, for me, the best in that trilogy.
Yeah, we've
have
talked about this. Yeah,
spoken about
yeah,
this.
there is obviously the snow. It adds to the characters, adds to like the
Definitely
the
think so.
desperation.
Yeah. Partly just because of how good Woody Harrelson was,
Yeah.
but partly because of the snow. I'm sure. And then you've got. Do you remember a film called Pathfinder?
Pathfinder.
Yeah, I was reminded about this the other day, and it was with Carl Urban. Do you remember? It's like a Viking type thing. I saw it years ago when it first came out, and I think it was a film that kind of went under the radar even when it came out. But yeah, I vaguely remember thinking it was reasonable.
No, I need to check
You don't
that
remember
out.
that?
No,
Yeah,
I
we need
check
to
that one out.
look at that one. The Midnight Sky with George Clooney. That was another good snow film.
Yeah.
A lot of snow in The Midnight Sky.
Is that the one where he sends a message to his daughter on a spaceship or something?
No, isn't it? Everybody leaves on a spaceship, but there's a little girl that's left behind,
Yes.
and he's an alcoholic that's dying. I think he's on dialysis, but he's only got so many. Obviously, he only got so many days to live anyway. But then it kind of gives him a reason to strive for something to look after her. I need to watch that again as well because I can't remember the ending.
I can't really remember that. I remember watching it, and then
I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I do remember liking it. So snow then. Do we think snow can add to a film's points? You got a bog standard 5 out of 10 film, but it's in snow. Does that automatically make it a 6?
It does add to like an extra character.
I
It's the
think
same as kind of when you have certain films and they have kind of like a thunderstorm or rain and so on.
Yeah.
That adds to a character.
Yeah, I think, but obviously not including Steven Seagal on Deadly Ground.
No.
There's always got to be one that just goes against the grain,
Yeah.
and it's always a Steven Seagal film, I think.
So I used to love Under Siege.
Yeah, I suppose
Under
Under
Siege
Siege
2
was
was shit,
reasonable
but
back in the day.
yeah. But he's just a chef with a knife and a set of skills and
They're probably going to be remade
and a
with
woman
Liam
in a
Neeson in
birthday
it.
cake. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, obviously. I think when Steven Seagal first started, yeah, I think there were a couple of good films
It's
actually that he did.
Well, if
but-
you look at it, like snow is kind of like in June. June obviously is like the heat of the desert and so on, which is a character in that film.
yeah,
So like snow, the elements of weather does make a big difference to a film.
I think so. It's like in the original Star Wars trilogy where you've got the desert in the first one, you've got ice in the second one, and a lot in space as well.
Yeah.
And then on the third one, you've got trees and greenery
Trees
and Ewoks.
Ewoks, little people.
Yeah, and that's for another.
Yeah,
That's for another.
and obviously you've
podcast.
got Frozen.
Well, now, are you talking about the animated film Frozen with the really overplayed song? Or are you talking about there's a film called Frozen where they're on a ski lift that stops? Can you remember that?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's called Frozen.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's just a few people. I think they're
Did
all
they have to let go at the end?
kind of drunk. Well, the ski lift stops and they're just stuck on the ski lift. I think that has wolves in as well, waiting for them down
Right,
below.
okay.
I went to the pictures to see that years ago, and I remember it being average, but again, probably 1 point above average because it's got snow in it.
Right, okay.
Dumb and Dumber has snow in it as well.
Yes, they have it's the iconic scene.
It is, yeah, where he licks
when he licks the pole.
Yeah, that's again ski lift.
Yeah.
Maybe there are
Colorado.
films that feature ski lifts that are also
Yep.
1 point above
Put a
average.
ski lift in your marketing, and then you
Yeah.
get an extra point.
Exactly. I think we can conclude that snow adds to a film,
Yeah,
and any film apart from Steven Seagal's films
yeah.
will get an extra point just for having snow in it. I
Well,
think that's...
you had like a big major TV series a couple of years ago with a main character called Jon Snow.
Yes,
which
and
added a lot
that was
to
a
it.
really good series.
Yeah.
Fargo, series
Yes.
4. I've not seen
Well-
it yet, but I've heard really good things
Well,
about that.
even like the Fargo main film,
Yeah,
that
was
the
snow.
snow and the ice and so on is a main character for that film.
Fargo series 1,
Oh,
actually, with Billy
yeah.
Bob Thornton, that had snow in it as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
series 1 is the film. It's
okay.
more or less a retelling of the film.
Right, I've got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what they do in they go yeah.
Maybe doing that in a film adds points. That's for another podcast, but yeah.
Well, I think they won an Oscar for the main person in it who went yeah.
Probably won the Oscar because there's snow in the film, though.
Probably.
I think we've come to the same conclusion there. I think we both think snow.
Well, yeah. Well, like in
Adds a
Fargo,
point
obviously,
to a film.
yeah, it did add a lot, kind of like desolate to it. You know, you got Home Alone 2,
I'm
which
thinking
has a
we're
bit of
going to.
snow in it, but obviously that's Christmas. We
I
can't add
think
that
we'll
to the
put
list.
that Christmas film.
So, if there's any non-Christmas films where there's snow in the atmosphere,
Let us know.
Just let us know in the comments.
We will have missed some out.
Um,
Hopefully, we've not missed any good ones out. We will have. I'm sure we will have.
yeah,
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
yeah.
And we'll watch them if we've
Yeah.
not seen them. We'll
but
watch
just
them.
don't let us go.
Yeah.
If you like what we do here and you would like to support us, then buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/theotherspodcast. That's buymeacoffee.com/theotherspodcast.
We are the others.
Okay, so we're just going to ring our friend Rob and see if this works.
You can edit this bit out.
We can edit this bit out, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Rob. You're live on the podcast. Do not swear. We just want to kind of get your opinion on the best snow movie.
Best snow movie?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
what's
Give me some insight. What are the options?
Anything you want. Any movie which has got snow in it, which is not a Christmas movie.
That limits it a bit.
yeah.
Got no idea.
What's your best? What's your best movie that's not a Christmas movie?
Batman. What's the second? Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Well done,
Wow.
Rob.
You got the one that we forgot to say.
Exactly. You just chose the one that we completely forgot about. Batman Returns. That's an excellent choice.
Yeah.
You would say it's actually a
Absolutely,
Christmas movie
absolutely.
as well, but it's not.
But it's not. Yeah.
It's not.
Well, it always stuck with me. I don't know how early I watched it as a kid, but just Penguin with a fish, and it was so gross. The whole thing was just like, it was an epic.
It's an epic film.
Epic film, wasn't it? With so much going on, And the snow was a really big feature of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because it added to the atmosphere of it.
Also, Rob, have we got to the bottom of why you hate fish? Why you've got a phobia of fish? It could be that
It
film.
could be many things.
It's
It could be many things.
it's probably the penguin in that film.
Yeah,
The
I
way he
reckon
eats the
we've.
Could be the penguin. It could be the fact that my mum's and my sister are both scared of fish. Could be being chased by a fish.
You've
Like,
been
a whole
chased
chicken
by
and
a
egg
fish.
situation, isn't it?
How have you
Possibly.
been chased by a fish, Rob?
Numerous times. Luke's chased me by a fish. Plenty of
Oh,
times.
right. No, I thought you meant like a fish had actually just chased you.
A lot of legs.
Now that's a film that needs to be made.
Yes, we need to talk about that. We need to get Robin.
Just a random fish chasing
yeah,
Rob.
yeah.
That's a movie there. We are the others. In review.
So I watched a new film this week called Twisters.
I've heard about it. I've heard good things mostly, and I really like the original film Twister with Bill
Yeah,
Paxton.
the original was really good.
Yeah.
It was good because of obviously the action scenes and the first use of like the CGI, the way they did it. This film is it's good. It's got a couple of homages
Yeah.
to the last one.
It's not a reboot, is it?
It's not a reboot.
Right. It's just something that happens separately.
Yeah, it's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's just a separate film.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the characters' names.
That's what I was going to ask you about this, because in Twister, like, I know it's almost a little bit of a throwaway film for a lot of people, but actually I think it's better than that. It's better than just a run of the mill average action film or anything like that, because I think the first ones, it had really good actors in it. It had Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton,
Oscar winner.
yeah, I know, and
The-
mine's gone blank.
Hoffman? No.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep.
And everyone was great in it, and you could see the chemistry work between the characters. So I think because of how good the actors were in it, it kind of elevated the material. That in other hands, that film might not have been as good.
Yeah.
But it just was. It worked. Does
the
the second one work as well?
It kind of does. Because obviously in the original film you had the quirky storm chasers who all had the weird characters that they all had, and they're there, chasing those storms, yeehaw, and so on. And then you had like the corporate side team who were a bit of dicks and
Was it Carrie Elwes?
yes,
Yeah, who always plays a dick.
always plays a dick.
He
Yeah,
does.
it was kind of that was the plot. It was them against them, and then fighting to get the good storm. This film is the opposite.
Right. Okay.
It's the main character you're following, and she's with the corporate guys.
Oh,
And
right,
then
okay.
the other team is the hillbilly cowboy yeehaw. They YouTubers, they stream live for their followers, and they shoot fireworks into tornadoes and so on. And then obviously it changes again.
Yeah.
It was good. There was some really good special effects on
I
it.
can imagine. Yeah, because I like the effects in the original.
Oh yeah,
film,
the original effects
and I
were
think
brilliant.
it still stand.
Yeah.
Stand.
There was
the test
there was
of time,
no
but-
flying cows.
No, that's a shame. Every
I've-
movie should have a flying cow.
There was no flying cows. I think there's some chickens in it who fly anyway.
Ish.
Yeah.
I think if you've seen Aardman's Chicken Run, they
Well.
might disagree with you there.
Don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy. This isn't really a spoiler.
Okay, that means potential spoiler.
Potential spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. There's a scene in it which is in a movie theatre.
Like the first one.
No, in the first film,
It's in an outdoor.
it's an outdoor diner
Yeah.
kind of. It goes for the outdoor diner, and then there's an outdoor kind of movie thing. This one is an inside movie thing.
Okay.
So they're all there in this movie theatre, which they've gone to kind of like keep cake cover.
Right. Okay.
And then,
I was going to say, had they perhaps gone to see the first film?
yeah,
That would have been good.
well, yeah.
Somebody should have thought of that.
Side note, Gremlins 2. And so they're all in this movie theatre. And then all of a sudden the tornado comes along.
Yeah.
And like trashes the movie theatre.
Right.
It's so intense that while you're watching it and they're watching them destroy this movie theatre, if I'd seen it in a theatre, it would have been like, wow, this is really, really cool. But when I was watching it, all I could think about was, this would be an absolutely amazing ride.
Is it going to be a ride? Is that what you're working up to?
Well, It's a combination of like Universal Studios, Warner Brothers, and so on. When they did the first film, it was such a massive success.
Yeah.
They actually created a ride in Universal Studios in Hollywood and in Florida. And this ride was, you have the characters from the film and they're talking about a tornado and so on. And then a tornado comes in front of you and you're in like this black barnyard, and then all this stuff kind of happens in the water and a tornado, and it's cool. It's not there anymore.
No.
But this one, because you're sat in because they show this theatre, it would be absolutely amazing if they can recreate what they have in the film and actually do it as a theatre, because being there in that experience, it would be unreal. And it's
horrific.
It would be horrific, yeah. But it would be,
this ride might actually kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they could really recreate it in such a great way with the special effects they do in most of the theme parks.
Yeah.
And it's all I thought about when I was watching that scene. I was sat there thinking, I would really like to be sat in that audience, obviously safe.
You see,
but
you need to get a
come
job
there.
Designing rides.
They call that the Disney's call that as an Imagineer.
Right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So if there are any Imagineers or Disney executives working there, get Andy on board.
I'll just say, make that a ride, and that's give me your paycheck.
Yeah. You just don't actually do anything with the design of the ride. Just say, make that into a ride.
Make that into a ride.
Paid for it. That's great.
So it was a good film. It was all about them kind of trying to, kind of similar to the first one, where they're using the technology to kind of predict the
I imagined
tornadoes
it would be along the same lines.
and to save people and so on. It is the same kind of similar layout, but it is it's a fun popcorn film, and I've never used that phrase before.
I will definitely watch it.
But you should definitely check it out.
Yeah,
it's on streaming services right now.
Yep.
And Plex. So definitely I would give it, if I was saying out of 5.
Do you want to go out of 5?
I would say 4.5.
Right. So for those of you who go out of 10, that would be a 9.
Oh, I would say it was a 9.
Oh well. This is where maths really messes with
my
you.
sort of no, I'd say it was about an 8.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it was really, really good. Yeah, you should check it out.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they make another one,
Wow.
what would the title be?
Twist. I think they'll go backwards.
Yeah, but then that could be like, set in like the 50s?
Yeah, and about
About
people who
just twist.
do a dance move but do it so quickly that it causes tornadoes.
I'm sure there's some kind of low budget film, because there's Sharknado.
Yeah. Again, if there are any Disney Imagineers out there that want to make that into a film,
Did you ever watch the
10%.
Sharknado films? I think there's like 4 of them.
no, I did not.
Yeah.
Like most people, I've looked at the covers, chuckled, and moved along with my life. I don't think you really need to watch them, do they?
Well, the plot of them, they have like all like, really C-list people from TV series in the 90s, and it's about a tropical hurricane which goes over the ocean, picks up a load of sharks, and then puts the sharks on like dry land, which I don't understand how that works. But there's been multiple versions of this film.
I mean, I don't think it would work.
No.
But yeah, clearly, there's some mad films out there. Is it like, there's a Sharknado in space or something, is there? Or have I just dreamt that?
No, there was one that I actually sent you. Let me just find out what it is. I think it was Space Sharks, or it is called Space Sharks.
Space Sharks.
We should do an entire episode.
We need to watch that.
Well, just like telling you the synopsis of really terrible films.
We should do. We'll do it. We will
So-
at some point do a movie reaction to Space Sharks.
So this is Space Sharks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the synopsis is, it's got a 6.3 on IMDb.
I'm there.
So
for
it's must be good. So a military experiment conducted on a space station goes horribly wrong, sending a new breed of weaponized sharks to Earth with only one mission: destroy everything in their path. Wow.
That sounds good. I'm there for it.
Yes.
And on that bombshell.
Yes. And on that bombshell, don't probably watch that film.
Yeah.
If you liked that episode, then give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, under a bridge, car park, many places. Just give us a follow. It helps us out. See you next week.
Oh, and we were the others.